We're live.
We're live.
It's
Oh my God, the duo is back.
All right, I'm gonna copy. Where do you want to put it?
I don't
Facebook
know, we should call
Messenger.
this like hosting. What do I do?
Here you go. Are we
Is there a way to
welcome to
collab?
our live? I'm trying to get the. Okay, here we go. I think. Okay, now
No,
this
I
is
wanna
the
put
question. How do I add you? Oh, I'm figuring this out. See if it lets me add. Start a poll. Start a Q&A. Ooh, let's do that. Ask a question.
Well, it should be telling me if you're live, right? Should it not tell me? Like, how do I go to, it would be,
Are you subscribed to the filter community moderation? I always listen. You need at least 1 minute of content to create a short. Okay, fair. I always don't need that.
it's under the trebuchet,
Oh
right?
my goodness.
So it'll be,
yeah.
so it should come right up.
So
Why isn't it coming up?
the treb UCH. There it is.
Okay. It should show that you're live right now. Right.
There you are.
Okay, now that you're live.
Hi guys.
Now, how do I share it to my page?
That's a good question. Let's figure this out. There's a delay.
Okay, sorry for the background noise.
So does anybody know how to add
Okay,
a
share.
No, that's just to
Create post, maybe.
create the post.
Sorry for the background noise.
Does anybody Hey Natasha, hey woman of who's woman of God's heart?
Okay, there you are. You're on Punch for Protecting now. So join us live.
Hey Natasha, hey woman of who's woman of God's heart?
Okay, there you are. You're on Punch for Okay, it's posted on my posted on my YouTube. So I'm gonna shut this off for now. What
Okay.
are we gonna talk about today?
Like, let's just do a debrief of kind of where we like what day is today, what's been happening, why am I still on, where am I? Where are we?
First, before we even do that, I just want to congratulate New York City for your vote for mayor.
I don't follow the.
That's
so
what I
the-
say about that.
The New York, it's the New York City.
It's
mayor?
horrible, horrible, horrible.
Oy,
Horrible.
oy.
I don't know. Go ahead. You can start, and then I have things to talk about.
Okay, so hey everybody, welcome to the Trebuchet podcast. This is season 2.
Oh, thanks for the hearts.
We're just going to start going live and reporting in real time as soon as things happen. So I'm your host, Autumn Elik. I'm a Department of Defense whistleblower and now Department of Justice whistleblower. So if you guys are familiar with my story, I divorced a very high-ranking lieutenant colonel who weaponized the military against me, and then I was punished for whistleblowing, protecting. Yeah, you're right.
If you guys know who I am.
And then I entered family court, and I thought, oh, well, this will just be easy peasy, and I'll get a divorce, and it'll be that. We'll go our separate ways. Not even remote close to what happened. And Francesca Amato, who is the author of the Family Justice and Accountability Act, which is an act is something that a citizen can write and then propose to their representative in Congress and can get it passed. That's how we were able to have Charlie Kirk Day passed like that, because all somebody with power has to do is ask a representative to sponsor a bill or to sponsor something, and then it goes right through. The usual course of action is a constituent will write something, say, hey, I think we need a law about this. And then their committee member or their congressional member will do a deep dive. They'll do a committee, they'll do a hearing, they'll do an investigation, they'll do a Senate hearing, something like that. And then they get testimony. And then from there, they decide if we need a law about it. And usually it's done pretty quickly. In terms of like, if it's going to become a law, it becomes a law. And if not, then it's really contentious, then it takes forever. So it's either super fast or a contentious process. And like I said before, it becomes a bill, which something gets a bill number when a United States senator.
Which is what we're in the process of doing.
Or a representative in Congress. So these are our federally elected officials. And just as a reminder, I'm a licensed social studies teacher. I've got a master's in education, 17 years classroom experience, and I'm licensed in 3 U.S. states. So I did teach social studies. So we get a bill number when a member of Congress sponsors this. The same thing happens at the state level when a representative or a congressman would present an after piece of legislation or proposed legislation, and then it becomes a bill. So if you go all the way down to your council, your city, you're going to have a mayor, and then that's going to be your local governing official. And then from mayor, you go up, and then you've got a representative, and that is your state representative from your like hometown. So for me, it's Palmer, Wasilla. And then they go to Juneau, Alaska, which is the capital of Alaska, and then they advocate for our district. And we have like, when I was growing up, it's like 20,000 people, and those are their 20,000 people who they're in the capital going like, hey, the 20,000 people in my town want this, or they need this, or this is happening there. And then everybody in the state from all the other boroughs, in Alaska they call them boroughs, otherwise they call them counties, goes, hey, we have that problem in Fairbanks too. We should do something about this. Or they should just like handle that at the local level, and they try to kick it down. And that's going to be important in a second when Fran and I talk about this, because that is something that at the federal level they're trying to do with the Family Justice and Accountability Act, is kick it down to the state level. And I'm going to turn over to Fran to explain why, if you happen to be reaching out to your state representatives or your Congress members, your senators, this is kind of the language that you'll invoke. Because if the states were handling this, they would have handled it. So if you were just on the public hearing, which thank you for everybody who attended, you got to see in real time what it's like being in a civilian court in California where corruption rules supreme. There is no law of the land. There is no enforcement. It's just punish. How dare you invoke your rights? So
now I got to witness it. So now I get to go after that court and judge.
Was that the worst you've ever seen?
No, I've seen.
Really? Oh, good.
Talking about the family court. Come on.
Oh, thank goodness. I was like, maybe
it's definitely not the worst. I've seen, please.
Way worse. Okay.
Oh my
Sometimes you're not even allowed in.
It's all insane. The whole place is insane. The whole.
Okay. So at the state level, you've got your mayor, and then you've got your state representative, and then you have your senators, and then they're from your congressional district.
Yeah.
And so at the federal level, what we have is a
share, people. Share.
At the federal level, what we have is 2 state senators for every single state. So no matter what state you're in, we all get 2. That's so that we have equal representation in our federal legislative body, so that every state gets equal representation in theory, right? DC does not have 2 state senators. That's where they get this taxation without representation slogan that's on their license plates. If you've ever seen that and go, what does that mean? Washington, DC is it's the capital of our nation. And I heard that they renamed it District of America, but
District of Columbia.
District of Columbia. I've got to look into some of these renamings that are happening. So anyways, every state gets 2 senators, and then you get a representative from your county. So Ohio has 99 counties. How many representatives they have? 99. Arizona has 15 counties. And like, double check my math, but these are ones I just was looking at. So how many representatives would they have? 15. And then there's a number, and I can't remember what it is. I think it might be like, is it 50,000? No, it's got to be more than that. I can tell you this, it's under 1 million, because Alaska only has 1 representative, and we have a population of under 1 million. So your representatives are proportional to your population, and that's kind of how they balance it, so that like Alaska, you get 3 electoral college votes. You get your 2 senators and your representative, but Alaska has less than 1 million people, whereas New York has, I don't even know how many representatives. And
a lot.
And then so like New York is weighted heavier because there's more.
Yeah.
And then states are red states, blue states, and that gets into the politics of it. But how the federal government is set up is, to make sure that there's equal representation. So with the Family Justice and Accountability Act, what we're seeing is a fundamental violation of the Constitution and our civil rights. And on top of that, Violence Against Women Act, the Americans with Disability Act, there are so many egregious violations happening. And when we start to assert them, what happens is you're muted. Or worse yet, if I had been in person today, hands down, yeah, the bailiff would have taken me. And I'm guessing, and I was like, this is what happened to Megan Bramlett. She probably was like, Your Honor, excuse me, could I please have my money that's in the bank?
And then put her in cuffs. Yeah.
So the judge in my case, for example, just denied me the right to equal counsel, and goes, well, you already got money to get counsel. Yeah, and this is still going on. We spent that $75,000 on that lawyer. Now what? And so Fran's gonna handle it. I'm putting my faith in her and God. So let us know if you've got any questions.
Those of you that think you know the bill and you have never read it, well, excuse me, the act, we're in the process of turning it into a bill, which we will get in the box, which we will get enacted, and we will have implemented in all the states. There's a lot of things I can't say because, as many of you have seen, we were viciously trolled by a handful of naysayers, and I do mean a handful. There's not even two hands, okay, not even.
Yeah.
But aside from that, you know, me just kind of like doing some research and stuff, like, why are they attacking something that enforces the Constitution, enforces the Articles of Human Rights, enforces the Americans with Disability Act, gives you remedy and relief, gives you recompense, allows you to sue judges, allows you to sue everybody in your case, allows you to civilly and criminally hold them accountable, unless, they work for the system. Well, sure enough, we found out that they do. And there's a lot of things going on right now. There's bills that Congress members will grab right away, and multiple bills that Congress members have grabbed throughout time. And when you do a deeper dive and you look at these bills and you just look over a period of time, you're going to see that these bills did nothing to help anybody anyway, or we wouldn't be where we are right now. The Family Justice and Accountability Act will solve the problem. How many people have taken it, and you did it, and I don't know, there's others that told me they did it too. They took the bill through AI, is that how you did it? And then
I just started reading it, and then I was like, what is the lowest hanging fruit in this bill that I could personally use to invoke in my case? And so for mine, I had an ADA accommodation denied that literally nearly killed me. And Fran saw today they're trying to do the exact same thing again. And you know, eventually we will catch up to them legally. But in the meantime,
certainly,
I'm in such deep trauma. Like right now, I'm trying not to throw up in my mouth. I'm literally just sitting here trying to
just from what you
calm,
just went through.
get through it. Yeah. And if I didn't have Fran,
but when you put the bill, you put the bill and you put your case into AI, it said that, like, if the bill was enacted right now, what would have happened to your case?
My case never would have happened.
Your case, and that's what I'm hearing from everybody. So why would anybody fight a bill like this? Like, basically,
because
it's enforcing your rights. The bill enforces your rights and gives you remedy relief. It's the most wonderful thing ever. It stops the system. So one of the things I looked at, and I just found out, that a lot of these Congress members, they're going to pass bills quickly, or they'll say, oh yeah, we'll take your bill, because when they look at it, they're going to fund. They're going to look at your bill, and if you want CASA workers, let's say, if you want advocates in the court, no matter what it is that you're trying to put in there, they don't care. They'll fund that for you, because then the court still has control. So none of these new bills that are on the table right now, or have already been passed, are helpful. They keep you right exactly where you are. Now, I'm going to tell you some language that corrupt politicians are going to say to you, or corrupt attorneys are going to say to you. They're going to try to push you away, and they're going to say, this is a state issue. This is a state issue. If any Congress member tells you this is a state issue, here's how to respond. Respectfully tell them, no, it's not. The Family Justice and Accountability Act of 2025, or the FJAA, is a federal bill because it enforces existing is a federal bill. Okay, now listen carefully, because it enforces existing constitutional and federal laws that already apply in every state. It's just enforcing the law. I'm not making new laws. The laws are existent, and the laws have been existent. They're in the Constitution, the Articles of Human Rights, and the Americans with Disability Act. So you can start enforcing your rights right away. And that's what I do every day with my clients across the country. And we win a lot. Because literally, what I just witnessed in your case just now, what I literally saw above all is just a bunch of ignorance, people that are completely ignorant. And when you start citing the laws, because I had to tell her what to say, because they wouldn't let me speak, which is against the law. Okay, I know you don't believe that because you think only attorneys are allowed to speak in court. That is not true.
You say it best when you say, like for an ADA advocate, it's like telling somebody in a wheelchair, your hearing's on the second floor, but we don't have an elevator. See you there, and walking away. And then the person being like, how am I supposed to drag myself up the stairs and get my... And then you arrive to court and you're like, Your Honor, I drug myself up the stairs, and then I went down from my wheelchair, and then I came in, and now I'm here, and now I'm so tired and flustered. And then they're like, and dismiss you, and you're like...
Or if you come in with an ADA advocate, so people think that you're not an ADA advocate, you're an ADA accommodation if you're sitting next to somebody and you have no training, okay, and you can't do anything that I do. That doesn't make you an ADA advocate. It makes to an ADA accommodation, okay? Just like a seeing eye dog would be an ADA advocate. The seeing eye dog's not an advocate. The seeing eye dog is an accommodation. So it's very important. Language is really important in all of this. The law all is existent on language, okay? So what happened to her just now was crazy what I witnessed, but I'm glad I did, because now I can go after them in a DOJ complete audit on the judge and everybody else that's in there. They literally made fools of themselves. And as soon as I told her what was her legal rights, which I have a right to do, because number one, she's supposed to have what's called effective communication, 28 CFR 260B. Number two, she's supposed to have equal footing in the court. She did not. So without equal footing. Number three, she was in trauma, and she had to ask the judge for a break, because I told her to take a break, because the judge wouldn't let me, who was supposed to do that for her. So basically, her wheelchair was thrown down the stairs, and she had to fend for herself, but emotionally. It's just different. It's not physically, it's emotionally. So because they can't see the disability, or what makes you disabled at the time, doesn't mean that you're constantly disabled either. The judge was denying. And she's like, you can bring your service animal. You can bring your service animal. They're so ignorant. They're not versed in the ADA. They don't know what they're talking about. And I have to deal with this kind of ignorance every single day across the country. It is embarrassing to me that they act like this. So because it's called invisible injury, she was in trauma. She was in full-blown trauma mode. And I couldn't do anything about it because the judge wouldn't let me speak. It was crazy. So it's like if a painter comes to your house to paint your walls and you take away the paint, you tell them, I'm sorry, you're only allowed to take notes. It doesn't even make sense. It's so beyond ignorant and scary. But anyway, the Family Justice and Accountability Act of 2025 is a federal bill. In this, I put an emergency declaration on it, so it will be implemented in all states, and it will be active within 30 days of enactment. Okay? And what it does is it enforces, listen carefully, it enforces existing constitutional and federal laws that already apply in every state. Okay, that's what you say to them. If you can't say it, bring me in, I'll say it for you. Key point, you can say, key points you can say right back is, this is not creating new law, which I say all the time. It is enforcing the U.S. Constitution and existing federal civil rights protections that states are already required to follow. You're going to notice something. If you do some studying and you go through all the states in the country, you're going to see that there are something called state constitutions. And many of these state constitutions violate the U.S. Constitution. Okay? That should never be. That should never be. Okay. So it's federal. It's federal because of funding. That's another thing. Everyone talks about 4E, 4E, and all that. Okay, it's federal because of funding. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, you're welcome. She just had a really hard time because she just had a very sociopathic court.
Like I have literally like the expert in the nation. I was like, I literally am sitting here with the nation's like top ADA expert. She knows the laws front and back. And when I'm not in trauma, I'm really good at being like, I'm ready, I'm ready.
She's on her A game at all times. This is a perfect example too of what, like, and this is why you guys have to spread these, because she just uploaded 51 channels on YouTube, and she's spreading the Family Justice and Accountability Act. And this is a new channel. This is a new channel, okay? So like I have a lot of followers, but I have to get it uploaded onto my YouTube channel, so how do we call it? We collaborated them, but it's got to bring the numbers in, guys. We need you to do that because we have to educate people. I'm seeing other so-called advocacy groups that have been doing this for 50 years and getting nowhere. Rushing to DC right now because of the fact that we brought the most people that's ever been brought. We've got the most attention. We got the most voices, and we have something that's a solutions-based bill. It's an authoritative bill, and so this can stop. This has got to stop. This is insane. People should not be going through this. So federal funding, for, you go all the way D&E, all of it, B&E, Social Security Act. That's another thing that these Congress members are doing. They're